Hey everybody, I'm SimmingInOz, and in this series we're going to be converting the empty world of Magnolia Promenade from The Sims 4 into a sprawling underwater world of Bikini Bottom with all of our favourite characters and locations. Let's dive in. Alright gang, we're going to start out with Mrs. Puff's boating school. I've come to learn that I absolutely love doing cartoon recreations of lots and characters and worlds, and it's just something I'm definitely going to be doing in the future because it is so easy. It's so easy because all you have to do is just follow the reference, and if you want to go off script, go forth, have your own little divergence, imagine it the way you want to imagine it. And it's so great because you have you can change your mind. And if you just stick to what's shown, you really can't go wrong. And The Sims is diverse and, old enough now that we have a fair amount of objects that we can pretty much replicate most of anything. And what was exciting about this lot was that it was the first one I made, and that it's so easy. Because we had the lighthouse, we had the little boats that we could exchange in for their little driving boats, and it was all on this big marina thing. Obviously, as always with one of my lots, is that sizing and space issues were a thing. It's almost like I never ever have enough room to really do everything that I want to do. However, in this one, I was able to sort of make it work. As you can see, we're starting off with the basic layout of, in the middle bit is the classroom, and then surrounding that is the actual driving course that the residents of Bikini Bottom actually use to go forth and learn how to drive on. Now, as you can see, I've put out a temporary fence. This fence will not live here. I actually do change it out for something a little bit better because I wanted to be able to stick a fence on the very edge of the boundary of the lot, just so we can really utilize every single square of space that we get with this lot. And here's we sizing down all the little boats and everything and putting in some themed furniture. I do like using these little sort of wood and rope railings that you get with the live edit object menu. Even though it's not actually canon accurate, I do go off script a little bit in certain areas. Anytime I do that, I just do it in such a way that it adds to the relative theme and cluttered effect of the lot. So if I see a lot and it just sort of has some open space, as a lot of cartoon lots do, they're not putting a bunch of detail into their backgrounds or their shots or anything. They're actually going quite plain, which is very much against what I'm about. So I will go through and I'll take creative licenses to put in little objects here and there that go off script, but also still fit very well within the world. So I'll put down some, a little bit of coral here, a pillar here, some signage and some shoes and some personal items and everything, just to make the world feel very lived in. For example, at the very front of this lot, it is canon accurate that there is a dumpster, but on the other side I've put a little barbecue thing, and Sims will actually come up and fry some barbecue on this lot, because this lot is actually not only a residential lot, but it's also a small business owned by Mrs. Puff. Now, I didn't actually make Mrs. Puff's living quarters. I know, I broke my own rule in that most characters in all my save files must have somewhere to live. However, I broke the rule in terms of Mrs. Puff because I really didn't want to stretch what I already had and make it look weird. You already know what goes into Mrs. Puff's boating school. Maybe she lives elsewhere, but I didn't end up making living quarters for her. But I can't imagine anyone is actually going to play Mrs. Puff. I don't know, maybe. But I like to also imagine that she's in a romantic relationship with Eugene Krabs. So it's so silly. But that's what I imagine, because in the show, very briefly, they do go on a date and everything, so sort of leaned into that. If Mrs. Puff needs a place to live, she can shack up with Mr. Krabs and Pearl. It's fine. And so this is very much a community lot. So you've got some signs, you've got some exit signs. I do go through and I put down some little signage and just try to make the road look authentic. And I love the lighthouse in this build. I think it's absolutely lovely. That big pop of red against the yellow of the building just absolutely made it for me. And then I'm just popping in little personal items and everything. And because it's a community lot, obviously Sims can come here and they actually learn and take classes, not specifically like driving classes. I did compromise here because there's nothing truly adjacent to driving in the game. So you can actually come here and Mrs. Puff will teach horse riding classes, which I thought was, you know, in kind of universe kind of thing. It's a stretch, but it's the closest thing I could think of in terms of a transportation class. So obviously we've got our little desks from, the high school pack. And then we've got some lockers and everything. And there is a little public toilet out the back for people. And then in the main area, it's just this lovely classroom with 6 occupants. One of the things I didn't do was typically there is chairs. And at the back of the chairs, they're actually like clam chairs. So they'll have a clam on the very back of the chair. And I didn't know how to recreate it. I tried, gang. I really, really tried. But it just wasn't happening. I couldn't find it. I couldn't do it. I was lost. But I didn't end up doing the clam chairs. I'm sorry. But everything else was the bee's knees. I love the little, I do change it out for the businesses and hobbies whiteboard. And I love the little school tables with their little homework books and everything, which I thought was so cute. And it's really functional how Mrs. Puff can come and teach classes and she'll write stuff on the board. And it's absolutely lovely. And obviously there's no transportation or anything. Like if I was really going to do something, I would have added in like a horse track maybe, because that's very, very, very distantly a form of transportation and you're learning to drive that form of transportation. But also, I wasn't going to add in horses to my underwater world. That's ridiculous. So I'm going in with my clutter items, had to add in a wall fan, like I'm like, oh my god, are you serious? I try not to go too faithful to the idea that this is fully underwater though. They can have a fan. They can have a fan and a telephone and a campfire and a fire extinguisher. Just suspend disbelief, it's fine. I really love the curtains I did for this build, by the way. You get them in the Adventure Awaits pack and they're just like these little camp curtains and they're absolutely gorgeous and I love them so much and they just sort of sea shanty a little bit. I hope you're enjoying the music of this video, by the way, because I decided to finally change up the background music of my videos and I thought, SpongeBob, what music can I put in here? And so I thought, ooh, sea shanties. Because, you know, I hope it's not too distracting and actually meshes well with what I'm going for here. Now I'm putting in the gate and just making sure everything runs smoothly and everything. And I absolutely loved how this build turned out. Yes, she doesn't have living quarters, but we're going to move on from that. I love the idea that the fence is bent and broken in places, almost like SpongeBob has taken his driving test and he has gone through that fence so many times that he's actually broken it in multiple areas. And it's definitely SpongeBob. It's no one else. It's definitely SpongeBob because he can't drive. And really, that's Mrs. Puff's boating school. Oh, isn't it a dream? So I'm really just adding most of the clutter items as much as I possibly can. I also leaned into the aspect of Mrs. Puff being a secret criminal. Yes, I've seen the deep lore theory videos on YouTube. Everybody has. And, you know, I'm not sure how much I subscribe to it, but Mrs. Puff is a little bit sneaky. I'm not going to lie. She's got the sticky fingers. I did make Mrs. Puff. She is on the gallery and she is a kleptomaniac, a little bit of a criminal, but also a lovely little person who just wants good things in her life. So she's also on there. In the save file, she is in a romantic relationship with Mr. Krabs. I love that. She's also sort of like almost Pearl's guidance and stepmother and everything. And she has a complicated relationship with SpongeBob and Patrick. Anywho, if you like this video, like and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next SpongeBob World Making of Bikini Bottom. Bye-bye!